From inside Ralph Engelstad Arena, it's time for North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol. I'm your host, Dan Hammer. On tonight's show, the coach reviews his team's sweep of Colorado College, wrapping up a 6-game homestand. UND closes within 1 point to first place as it heads to Omaha this weekend, a key series within the NCHC. Coach, good to be back with you again after your team's 2-1 and 5-3 wins over CC over the weekend. I saw you after the game Friday night, and your facial expression was one of relief, and I think it was probably the same facial expression you had Saturday night after two very hard-fought wins against the Tigers.
Well, these are fun games to be part of at this time of year, and no matter what point you are at in the second half, they're always so competitive, and these are two great college hockey games. I thought Colorado College played extremely well. Our team played well, and and made the few game-changing plays that decide a series. It
was advertised as a series against a team that was much better compared to the one that you swept in Springs in October. There was no doubt about that.
Yeah, no question. I mean, you look at their results over the last 10 games coming in. We knew exactly what we were getting. We were ready for that. We were prepared for that. And I thought we played to that level.
And closing out games, you did that on both occasions, Friday and Saturday night.
Oh, we did, and we found different ways, to build leads and then to finish out the games and close out two good home wins.
6 important points collected by North Dakota over the weekend. When we come back, we'll take a look at the highlights. We'll kick it off with Friday night's win.
North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sioux Shop at Ralph Engelstad Arena, the Greater Grand Forks Convention and Visitors Bureau, Indian Triumph of Fargo, and by Hot Spring Spas and Pool Tables too.
Welcome back, Dave. Let's take a look at Friday night's highlights here. CC and North Dakota inside Ralph Engelstad Arena, 2 jam-packed houses again for each of these games. And in the first period on Friday night, one of your better chances scoring-wise was this play coming up on Michael Parks' rebound goal, but then it actually leads to a CC transition and the Tigers' opening goal of the game.
Yeah, it's little things, little parts of the game, and that's, this is one part where did the things we wanted to do, simple straight line attack, getting pucks there to the net, but coming back the other way, CC did exactly what they do well. They got a puck to the net, and they wasted no time, and with a good tip in front, we had a little bit of soft coverage there, but it's a tough play to cover.
Yeah, the redirected goal makes it 1-0. Zane McIntyre saw 14 shots in the first period, and he really kept this a 1-goal game the rest of the period, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He did a good job for us. We gave up some good opportunities, especially through traffic. These are tough opportunities, and this is one area where CC is outstanding within their game. They get pucks to the net. They have traffic there, and they create some tough situations at net front.
What did you think about your opportunities in the opening 20 on Friday night?
Well, I just didn't think we got to enough rebounds. I thought we put a lot of pucks there. We had guys in the area. We had some good opportunities, as you saw right there. We just didn't get to any of those juicy rebounds that were laying around.
Well, the Connor Gorder, Brendan O'Donnell, Austin Pagansky line in the game on Friday night didn't have any points, but my goodness, they had a strong game Friday night.
Yeah, they're just, right now they're in a groove, and they played the exact same way Friday and Saturday night. They're becoming real leaders for our team.
They're gritty. They're tough to play against because they're so doggish toward the puck.
Yeah, they play fast. Everything they do is fast and simple. And that doesn't take away any skill from them. They're just doing things the right way.
Right. You limited CC to 7 shots in the second period. Did you see signs that you were beginning to win this game in more areas in the second period?
Yeah, we had a better, obviously a better period than we felt that we had in the first period. To be able to come back and tie up the game was an important part of that game. We had some good pushes.
The game-tying goal coming up here, and Mark McMillan's going to make a good play behind Tyler Marble, really faking out the CC goaltender.
Yeah, there's a little bit of confusion. There'd been a couple plays to the net, and on this puck, it's a bit of a bouncing puck. Nobody really knows where the play is going. Mark is really the only one that has a good sense of where this play is going to go. and he does a good job bringing it back to the short side.
Yeah, McMillan, or Marble rather, probably thinking that McMillan was going to try the wraparound on the far post.
Yeah, you know, and you've got traffic with Michael Parks on that far post. That's probably the natural place for the play to go, but a real good heads-up play by Mark McMillan.
Tie the game at 1. Then you killed off the start of a CC power play at the end of the period. I think that gave you somewhat of a lift going to the third period as well.
Yeah, we really felt good about our game going, you know, coming through the middle part of the game and going into the third. Obviously, it had to start with a good PK to start the third, killing off the remaining portion of that penalty.
All right, we go to the third period here in a 1-1 tie. Drake Kajula, we've seen him with a lot of highlight reel goals this season. He almost added to his highlight reel goal resume with this one.
Yeah, this is just, we've seen this before out of Drake. He's a tough player to handle one-on-one, and he makes their defenseman miss. And, you know, by what graces, I'm not sure, but it doesn't go in the net, unfortunately.
That's what Tyler Marble was thinking at the time anyway. 6:37 of the third period, shorthanded. And here's another key shorthanded goal. It's going to be your 4th game-winning shorthanded goal of the season, 9th overall.
Well, and there's a lot that goes on here. We do everything right. Mark McMillan, everything right off the face-off. Broken stick, everything right. Michael Parks in position, and that creates the breakaway and the highlight reel goal.
Yeah. McMillan breaks his stick, goes to the bench. Gage Osmus gives him the stick quick, and leads to the goal.
There was zero hesitation on every part of that play. Everybody did exactly what they were supposed to be doing. Everybody was sharp and alert, and it leads to the game winner. 9th
shorthanded goal overall to lead the nation, and then Zane McIntyre was really the story the rest of the way. Key stretch here, 8 minutes left in the game. After he's lost his stick, he stops Cody Bradley a couple times here.
Yeah, we just got caught cheating, and we got caught weak at our net front, and you know, Zane just stayed real strong down low and did a great job for us.
And then with the extra attacker again to finish out the game, McIntyre making some key saves in the final seconds.
Yeah, you know, we didn't give up a whole lot after this flurry here. We didn't give up a whole lot. We did a pretty good job. But when called upon, Zane was there to do the job.
McIntyre with 30 saves on the night, and you close out Colorado College with the 2-1 win. After the game, we spoke with McIntyre, Michael Parks, and also Mark McMillan.
Their defenseman mishandled that. I was able to push it by him, and I was all alone. So I think that's just us earning a lucky bounce. I mean, you earn your bounces like that, and we were able to capitalize.
This year we're getting a few more shorties than we have in the past couple of years, and I don't know if you can really put the finger on exactly what it is, but I think it's just a testament to how great our penalty kill has been this year. Obviously, I think we're doing a pretty good job and jumping quick and having good sticks.
I think we did a good job making sure it was only 1-0. I mean, it could have been maybe 2-3-0 if they maybe got a couple other chances. So I think we did a good job in that sense, but just went from there and rolled from there and got back to our game and what we do best.
Dave, what were your final thoughts as you look back on Friday night's 2-1 win?
It's a great win, Dan. That's the bottom line. It was a hard-fought win against a good team. Our team found a way to do the job. We played hard. We stuck together. We got through some ups and downs in the hockey game. It turned out the way we needed it to, and it's a good team win.
So we turn the page to Saturday night. North Dakota going for the sweep. We'll have those highlights for you next here on North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol.
North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sioux Shop at Ralph Ingolstadt Arena, the Greater Grand Forks Convention and Visitors Bureau, Indian Triumph of Fargo, and by Hot Spring Spas and Pool Tables too.
Welcome back to the show. Dave, let's take a look at Saturday night's highlights here. You're going for the sweep of Colorado College. UND looking for its 5th sweep of the season. You entered Saturday's game 11-0-1 on Saturday, and you're going to get an early power play opportunity here just a little more than 2 minutes into the game, and you'll cash in with a Luke Johnson power play goal.
Yeah, you know, it was a nice play to finish off this power play. We hadn't been all that sharp in a lot of our structure up to this point of the power play, but this is dead on. Paul, drags them over across that middle top, gets it back to Luke, and with Mark McMillan at net front, makes a great shot.
Johnson again rotating high, similar to a play that we saw result in a Pagansky goal last weekend on the power play.
Yep, and that's it's some of the basics, some of the structure that we have in place. That's one of the things that Brad wanted them doing in this particular night, and they executed it very well.
Luke Johnson had 1 goal in his past 14 games prior to that. Your penalty kill to begin the game here. Michael Parks talked about how he has seen the benefit of rotating 6, sometimes up to 8 forwards through the penalty kill this season.
Yeah, it's energy. When you can go out there and play with energy, no matter who you're playing against, it's a big benefit for you.
I thought this was a key stretch of the first period. CC has scored, and they're pushing back, and it'll turn back to your advantage here, and you'll get a goal.
Well, you know, the momentum swings of a hockey game are so key. And this was just real good defensive zone coverage. It was an answer. If you want to call it that. It was a response to a goal against, that pushes the overall momentum back in our favor.
Colton St. Clair with the initial shot. He returned to the lineup after missing 8 games. What do you think of his effort on Saturday night?
Well, I liked his effort. You know, it's a good play on the goal. He shoots far pad. It's a real smart play. I really liked his defensive play a few seconds earlier, covering CC's defenseman in our zone.
So the Patton goal makes it 2-1. A lot of contributions up and down the lineup. Last week we talked about Keaton Thompson's emerging confidence with the puck. We saw more of that this weekend, do you think?
Yeah, you know, this is a good example of it right here. Just, you know, doing all the right things, using his abilities. You know, he can keep teams off balance by getting up ice and leading the attack every once in a while. He did that there.
You had a 1-0 lead. CC tied it at 1. You had a 2-1 lead. CC tied it at 2 here with a couple power play goals. A late one here to end the first period. Rather.
You know, it was a sloppy penalty for us to take, and then on the PK we make again. You make 1 or 2 mistakes, and it's pretty quick. That it can end up in the back of your net. Another tip puck that got by Zane. You know, anything that he was seeing that wasn't tipped wasn't getting by him. But that's the second tip of the game.
2-2 as we go to the second period. Did you think you started taking control of the hockey game in the second period, Dave?
Yeah, I thought the first 5-6 minutes of this period was back and forth with some chances for both teams. But I thought as we got to the middle and late portions of this game, we began to take it over shift after shift, line to line.
Your transition game really was a factor in the second period, I think, creating chances.
Transition, which I thought also built our cycling game and our ability to spend time in the offensive zone. Those both areas were very key for us.
You outshoot CC 16-4 in the second period. Connor Gorder again creating something here with Brendan O'Donnell. And then late in the second period, you're going to get the go-ahead goal, and this is really Michael Parks creating this, starting right here along the wall on the defensive end.
Well, we've seen this is the second goal now that we've seen start in our defensive zone with good defensive play. Good baseline play by Michael just to chip it to himself, protect it, and then he finds McMillan coming off the bench on a line change. And Mark makes no mistake.
Late in the period, 2:41 left in the period to regain the lead 3-2. When it's all said and done, you want to wonder how many times this combination, when it comes to numbers, has been important for you. Parks McMillan, one way or another.
Yeah, no, they've done a real good job. And for the youngsters out there, this is how you celebrate a goal. Point at your teammate, the guy that made the play. And a real simple, easy team celebration.
Yeah, McMillan giving due credit to Michael Parks right there. Third period now, Bryn Chiswick sniping from the circle, and you take it to 4-2.
Such a big goal. We've seen this a couple times now on a Bryn coming down that right side. He's taken a couple pucks to the net to score goals. He's shot a couple pucks from this area. He's becoming effective on the attack from that area.
So you think you've got a little breathing room here, but not to be the way this series would go. It's going to go the full 60 minutes, and CC with the extra attacker gets within 4-3 or late.
Yeah, they do, and we're playing well. We're doing a real good job. I think we continue to push for offense in a smart way. But once again here another odd goal that's a tip. This one off a stick in front finds the bar and down. Here we are in a one-goal game again.
There you go, 4-3. Key face-off now in the defensive zone. Mark McMillan to the face-off dot, and then Jordan Schmaltz going to make a key play here as he taps the puck ahead to Drake Kajula.
Yeah, just everybody on their toes and doing their job, and I think that was about the 21st or 22nd face-off win for Mark McMillan.
It was.
Tonight. That's where it all starts.
That's right. McMillan 21-10 in the face-off dot on Saturday night. He won 21 of your 41 wins in the face-off dot. So you close it out with the Kajula empty netter. After the game, we spoke with Connor Gorder, Bryn Chiswick, and Colton St. Clair.
We're playing with a lot of confidence, and if your top guys and your senior class is playing with confidence, it kind of snowballs from there and rolls down the line. And if we're playing the way we want to be playing, I think it's just part of the Fighting Sioux way that the rest will follow.
We started off our 6-game homestand with a tough loss against Duluth, but I thought we've rebounded well and have 5 consecutive wins. They weren't easy wins by any means. We had to come out every night and work for them, just like this weekend. It was a tough weekend, but we battled up and got the job done, so it was big.
You look strong in your skates, and yet you haven't had a lot of time to get back to playing shape, have you?
Yeah, not really. I just kind of try to use my adrenaline, like I said, keep it short and just play really simple. There's a few times my timing was off, like on the wall, getting a breakout pass, but other than that, I think, my line mates really helped me out there.
Dave, you mentioned, and we did before we heard from your players, Mark McMillan in the face-off dot on Saturday night, winning 21-31. That's about as dominant as you can get.
Yeah, Dan, having that type of performance in the face-off dot just sets the tone for the entire game. Also, you get to those critical situations, whether it's a 5-on-5 defensive zone face-off, maybe a power play face-off where you need possession, or a penalty kill face-off. So key to start with the puck, and Mark did a great job leading us in that category.
And a recurring theme, again, living out on Saturday night, and that's the balance and depth of your hockey team.
Yeah, you can look up and down our roster, and you look at where the goals and the points are spread out. It's obviously we've got our leaders in that category, but everybody is chipping in. There's nobody that's out there just killing the clock. Everybody is chipping in on the offensive side.
What kind of resolve do you see in the senior class right now? Because I think it's pretty evident as you take a look at the way your team is playing and how they're leading the team right now.
Well, I don't care what you say at any juncture of a season, and certainly as you get to a second half, mentality is the biggest part of the game. You got to go out, you got to play hard, you got to be having fun, and you have to play with confidence. And I think that describes our senior class right now.
So North Dakota wraps up the 2-game sweep of Colorado College. Up next, a trip to Omaha. Heck of a series on tap this weekend. We'll preview that next here on North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol.
North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sous Shop at Ralph Ingalls Stat Arena, the Greater Grand Forks Convention and Visitors Bureau, and in triumph of Fargo, and by Hot Springs Spas and Pool Tables too.
Welcome back. Dave, several weeks ago, prior to the beginning of the 6-game homestand, you mentioned in a press conference that as you looked at your team in the second half of the season, it would need to take a step forward. You didn't know when or if it would take that step. Do you think it's taken the step?
Well, I think we're seeing the results of that. Do we still have further to go? Absolutely. The first game of this homestand, we lost at home here to Minnesota Duluth. We didn't play well. We didn't feel very good about that. I felt like that was a little bit of a stepping stone for us. We turned our performance around the next night and won the game on Saturday night, and we really haven't looked back since. So we need to keep pushing, but we've definitely taken one step in the right direction.
Well, here we go. Stretch run, 5 regular season series left in this NCHC. That is a crazy race, and you're bound for Omaha this weekend. You're number 1 and 2 in the league, number 2 and 3 in the pairwise. Here we go.
It just sets up to be a great weekend, and I think we'd expect nothing different. Obviously, they're rested and healthy. They had last weekend off, so I'm sure they'll be at their highest level. We have the opportunity to go on the road into the first place team in our conference, into their building. What a great challenge for us. So it should add up to be one heck of a series.
Your 2 teams played here in the Ralph back in late November. There was a tie, and then you beat Omaha in the series finale. What's your expectations of the type of series we might see this weekend?
Well, I think it'll be probably a continuation of that series. That was a great series. They were a little bit better than us on the Friday night. We were a little bit better than them on the Saturday night. I would expect a very tight, hard fought, but a series with an awful lot of pace to it, as we always do see between these teams.
Without a doubt. You got Colton St. Clair back in the lineup last week. Are you still moving forward in a positive direction and getting other people back perhaps this week?
Yeah, this is probably as healthy as we've been, and I don't know if we'll be able to get anybody else back in the lineup, but it was sure nice to be able to have Colton back in the lineup for Saturday night, and we can keep pushing forward as we go through this series and then into a bye week.
All right, Dave, good luck this weekend in Omaha. We'll recap the series next week here on the show. We're back with some final thoughts next.
North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sioux Shop at Ralph Ingolstadt Arena, the Greater Grand Forks Convention and Visitors Bureau, Indian Triumph of Fargo, and by Hot Spring Spas and Pool Tables too.
Should be a heck of a series this weekend in Omaha. As we said, North Dakota 1-2 in the NCHC. Omaha with 29 points, North Dakota with 28. And here are the pairwise rankings. UND moving up over this past weekend, up to number 2 in the nation in the pairwise. Omaha is in a tie for third. And look at, again, the strength of the NCHC with 4 league teams in the top 8 in the pairwise. And again, the pairwise mimics the NCAA selection of the 16 teams that will make the NCAA tournament at the end of the season. Shorthanded goals. Do you remember the one in the Omaha series here in the Ralph back in November? It was Steph Patton. And of course, Michael Parks was in the middle of it. Parks setting up Patton, who moved in and scored the shorthanded goal. That was the game winner in North Dakota's win over Omaha earlier this season, as UND had a win and a tie against the Mavericks back in late November. North Dakota and Omaha this weekend. We'll recap it next week on North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol. Thanks for watching.